Hey and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make sweet and sour noodles. I feel like I haven't shown you a cooking video in so long, but today I'm going to be showing you one of my favorite recipes to make at home, which is really quick and simple and easy to make. So let's get into it. First, what you want to start doing is by cutting off an onion, just one or two. It depends on how you feel with onions, but what I'm doing is I'm just cutting it in half and then I'm going to be making small dices. I know some people like to have it in big chunks, but I'm going to be using like small dices. I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna do it kind of small. This is literally a recipe that you can cook for yourself, your family, like, and can eat it for like literally a week. And I'm also gonna add some mixed pepper stir fry that I got from literally Tesco or Aldi. I got it from one of those. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the onions in a bowl, and just to let you know, there is chicken that I've put in the oven just to kind of heat it up a bit because it came from frozen. If your chicken is not frozen, you can put it straight into the pan, but my chicken was frozen, so I put it in the oven for a bit. I'm gonna take it out, season it, cut it up, and then put it into a pan. But yeah, so I'm gonna take the chicken out now, and I've taken the chicken out in the oven. It's not fully cooked yet, it's just about, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it up into small pieces and add seasoning on top of that. So after I've done that, I'm literally adding like paprika, mixed peppers, herbs, all the good seasoning, all-purpose seasoning, not sprinkled onions, dried onions, onion seasoning, and then I'm just gonna add that to a pan. But you want to add your onions after adding the chicken in, just letting it simmer for a bit, and then you just want to add your onions to the pan. But I want to hear what you guys have to think. Have you ever made sweet and sour noodles? I know there's so many different ways to make it, and you should use more vegetables, etc. But this is kind of like the lazy kind of way of making sweet and sour noodles, and it's pretty quick. Probably takes around 20 minutes to make. And then after that, what I'm gonna do when the chicken has kind of like simmered in and I can tell that it's cooked, I'm gonna add my stir fry. So here I go, adding the stir fried in. I'm just throwing that in there, and then I'm going to mix it up. And yes, it's going to look a bit chunky at first, but don't worry, as it heats up, it's all going to come like down and shrink, basically. So you just want to mix that in and get that properly and nice. But yeah, comment down in the section below what types of food you want me to make, what type of food you've seen that you feel like I can do. And you just want to, I've added a bit more oil because I started to realize it was getting a bit dry. And then yeah, as it simmers, what you're going to do next is you're just going to wait for it to simmer exactly like I told you guys. It's going to go down. I know you lot weren't trying to believe me, but it always goes down. It's like spinach. I always think I put too much spinach, but then when it like goes down, I'm like, never mind. But yeah, and then what you're going to do when you can see that it's cooked, you're going to add your sweet and sour sauce. I get my sauce from Tesco, but this one time I thought, let me be cheap and get it from Aldi, and it was the biggest mistake I've ever made. So guys, I really highly recommend that you get it from Tesco, or you can get, I think you can get the same packet. You should get this packet that I'm showing you and not the jar that I got, because I got this jar, and yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I should have got this Blue Dragon sauce that I normally get. There's a massive difference. Being cheap isn't always good. But yeah, add your sauce in, and you just want to mix that in there. Just looking at it now, I'm just like, what was I thinking? It still tasted good, but you could tell that there was a massive difference in the quality, in the cheapness of it all. It was just cheap.
Ladies, maybe gonna work?
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
As you can see, I added more sauce to it, and now I'm just adding some of the seasonings that I got at home. So I'm adding mixed peppers. I added a cube. I'm also adding, I don't even know what I'm adding. I'm adding crushed red chilies. I'm adding smoked paprika. I'm adding all-purpose seasoning, and I'm just mixing that all up to give it more flavor. And one thing I thought I should have added was dark soy sauce, but I didn't do that, just to give it that extra bit of taste. Not too much, maybe 1 or 2 teaspoons. Well, hold on, I just said sugar. That was not sugar, that's salt. That's pink salt. Yeah, I'm adding pink salt to the recipe. And yes, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep stirring it, and then just let it simmer, just so it can get soaked up all in the sauce. Let it simmer before you add your noodles to it. So as you can see, I'm about to add these egg noodles in. If you got dry noodles, I suggest you put them in warm water first before adding them into it. But because these noodles were straight from like, they wasn't hard noodles, I was able to put them straight in because it would only take 2 minutes for them to simmer in the packet. So I opened the packet and I put the noodles straight in. As you can see, that it's like they've already been cooked. It's not hard noodles that you have to put in hot water. So I'm just mixing, which is a hard like it's a lot of effort, but you just want to beat that down like you're beating someone you don't like. Bam, 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 and after a while it will just separate. I know it looks hard, but it will separate after a while. So just keep beating it down, beating it down, beating it down. Think of that person you don't like. Beat it down, beat it down, beat it down. And before you know it, it'll be all good and all together. And then you just want to keep mixing and mixing the sauce. And then you just want to let it rest within the sauce just for a bit, just so that it could get all soaked up in the sauce. And like I said, if you were having other noodles, if you were having the hard noodles, which I'm about to show you what they look like now, you would put them in hot water first and then add them to the sauce. But because I had noodles that were literally able to eat straight away, I didn't need to do all of that. And these are the noodles that I'm talking about. If you had hard noodles like this, where it's really hard, you would put them in hot water first. But I did not have that. But if I did use it, I would put it in hot water first. So yeah, and you can use any noodles. It doesn't make the recipe better or worse. The sauce does though, so please make sure you get the Tesco sauce that I told you. And that's it. That's your sweet and sour noodles done. And you just want to put that into a bowl. Ooh, it's time to eat. It's time to eat, guys. It's time to eat. It's time to eat. You want to put that into a bowl. Look at me being messy. I dropped always being messy when I'm serving. It's the hunger for me. Look, and again, but you just want to put that into a bowl. Oh boy, you want to put that into a bowl, and then you just want to add. I always add what's it called, that green thing, just for looks, just so I can post it on the gram. But it doesn't do nothing. It does not do anything, but it does look better though. And yeah, guys, there you go. Before you know it, you are now a sweet and sour pro chef. Just please make sure that you get the Tesco one and not the Aldi one, because Aldi did your boy dirty. And you should have lots of left if you're cooking for yourself. You could cook this for yourself. You could cook this for family members. It's all good in the hood. But thank you for sticking with me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoy this. If you make this, I hope you enjoy it, because it actually is a really nice recipe. Even though I will still stick to my Chinese shop can do it better. Of course they can, but still, sometimes homemade food is better than store-bought food. But in this case, it's not. It's really not. I hate to say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous, but it's not. But thank you again for watching. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and watch my other YouTube videos, and also check out my podcast that I have, which is on Anchor, Apple or Spotify. And you can also check me out on Instagram and YouTube, of course, and my website. See you.